On Friday night, we received more than 1,000 pages of writings by the Nashville school shooter. Chilling journals that local officials in Nashville did not want you to see. The FBI sent the files to the Megyn Kelly Show, as well as to Congress, on the heels of a report from the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department last week that was severely lacking. Our team reviewed the documents created by the perpetrator of the March 2023 shooting that tragically took the lives of 3 children and 3 adults. The 3 children were third graders, aged 9. The documents provide clear insight into the depraved mind of this killer, critical context that was excluded from the 48-page report released last week, and that has been withheld from the public for 2 years. At one point, about a year plus ago, Stephen Crowder got his hands on 3 pages, which was great. It was something. 3 pages out of 1,000 they have been withholding for years, saying it's somehow too much for us to see. We've seen every other shooter's manifesto, rantings, writings. Why not this one? We here at the Megyn Kelly Show do not name school shooters. But due to the nature of this news, we will mention that the shooter's given birth first name is Audrey. However, in the years leading up to the horrific act, she instead went by the name Aiden and used he, him pronouns. On our AM update show this morning, that's another show we're doing now. It's a 15-minute news update for you in the mornings. You can get it on youtube.com/Megyn Kelly or our podcast feed. We delved into some of the writings, and we will continue here. We'll repeat a couple, but we will add. Because the report from the Nashville police barely touched on the full scope and breadth of what was contained. The killer's struggles with her gender, her obsession with gender identity, alarming racial animus toward herself as a white person, and how those factors contributed to the act that she committed that day. Why do you think they excluded all of this? Why are those 2 things too hot to touch? The families of the victims do not wish for this information to be made public. We understand that, but we are sharing a sampling of necessary context omitted by the Nashville police, and that has been hidden for far too long from the public. The public has a right to know as a matter of safety in preventing more of these. The FBI has given us permission to say what is written, but not to show the actual documents. The journals contain many pages expressing the shooter's belief that she is a man and was born in, quote, the wrong body. In one entry dated April 12th, 2022, this is a year before the shooting, titled, "Let Kids Choose Their Sex," the killer writes, quote, "How dare God hand me a training bra when I didn't know WTF it was as a kid. I hated it. Much more, I'd like to dispose my vagina. We should all choose our gender." Now, keep in mind, as you hear just these samplings I'm going to read you, that what the Nashville police represented was that her trans ideology, her gender confusion, had absolutely nothing to do with the horrific act she took. Why? How do you glean that? This stuff is all over her writings. She's clearly deeply disturbed by it, but somehow that's the part you can excise from her motivation? Wrong. In another, she writes, quote, "How does it feel to grow up the gender you were born with and are comfortable and happy with? Well, I don't know that feeling. I never did, you senseless people, that you don't know WTF comes out of your mouth telling me I'm female. Female pronouns make me feel like I want to die, especially called woman. I never was, ever. I hate being in a woman's body, need to die." But it's had nothing to do with the act she took at Covenant School. In an entry marked June 6th, 2021, the killer writes, quote, "Eric and Dylan," that's a reference to the Columbine killers, "were gods. All those little dumb shits in other school shootings during the 1990s were not gods, just cowards. Even if maybe they had a reason, they left it a mystery. I realized that after knowing Columbine, I immediately became attached to it, not just the notorious outcome, but the preceding evidence leading up to it. I feel I am the reincarnation of Dylan Klebold. My thoughts of depression are forever linked to his and my experience as well." In a diary entry shortly after that, the killer writes about how epic it would have been if she had shot up her own high school. Quote, "Kill all the white kids, kill my own race. Yes, destroy all the white people who are teachers. Let all the black kids go, unless if I don't like you." About a month later, the killer writing several pages about why black pain is different from, quote, white pain. Quote, "Black people were given fate, given nothing. while white people get power in the White House, have all the privileges, even to white people like me. White people are born with privileges, black people aren't. Black people always had to earn and fight for their needs and wants. It was like that in history, it's like that now. The killer goes on, quote, being white sucks, but being black is so cool. Black people should rule, white people should fall. Every white person who lived and died, I hate you all. July of 2022, the killer writes about wanting another therapy session, but not having the money. Quote, I need to have another session with my therapist. I need her. It's been 2 months. I don't deny needing help. I loathe the reality of my fate as an autistic, dependent 27-year-old. Later on in the journal, 3 pages that appear to have been printed and affixed into the journal, titled in all caps, I hate the American people. The killer writing America was doomed from the very beginning. Quote, America started with slavery and white people ruling land. Black people were objects and owned by white landowners and farmers from the start of July 4th, 1776. There are no African American rights. Slavery is still happening. It goes on, quote, government agencies have all the freedom. White people who want to take away instead of adding more. What do you call that? America's not the land of the free. It's a land full of idiots. It will only get worse in this country. Not near enough gods like me. America and its people all destined to soon be destroyed. The entry signed, quote, I hate you all, Aiden. The journals outline more ideas about how animals are better than people, about how she hates life, she hates money, and a wish list for the day of the attack involving hopes of, quote, lots of blood, lots of victims, 20 plus dead. Sick, sick stuff. Tariff wars, stubborn inflation. No wonder gold has been routinely hitting all-time highs. In volatile markets like the one we have now, don't sit on the sidelines with your head in the sand. You can take control and safeguard your savings. Aren't you thinking about that today? That's why so many Americans today are turning to Birch Gold Group. They've helped tens of thousands convert an existing IRA or 401k into one in physical gold. Is it time for you to hedge against economic instability or market instability with gold? To learn how to own physical gold in a tax-sheltered account, text MK to the number 989898. Birch Gold will send you a free, no-obligation info kit. Again, just text MK to the number 989898. With an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau and countless 5-star reviews, Birch Gold has helped many protect their savings with gold. It took us decades to get into the tangled mess we're trying to unpack right now. How long will it take to get out of it? And at what cost? Text MK to 989898 today. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.